Boom, 5150. Eric Danielson. Did I pronounce that correctly?
That's correct.
Because I butcher names. Watain, Jimmy Cabs. St. Patty's Day, but today it's not about green. It's about red and black. Watain's a town. Trident Wolf Eclipse. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
This is the new record that you released in January. Let me just start off by saying I'm always amazed that everybody is writing this record as a masterpiece. Hear me out. They're saying this is a masterpiece. This really is the Watain sound. They're back to the roots. Where I say this is just you being you.
Yeah.
Right? Apparently a lot of people didn't understand the Wild Hunt 2013 because apparently they don't understand that as an artist you need to grow and expand, and as real artists you don't give a fuck. It's about you and the music. But let me ask you this, with this record, are you trying to get back to the basics, or is this just you being you?
I don't know. Well, writing an album is still, after 20 years, still a very abstract thing to me. I think we make a point out of not really knowing what we're doing, and whatever comes out at the end that is heartfelt and that feels genuine, that's the album, and whether or not it sounds like something we've done more in the past or something that is entirely new, that's something we very much leave up to chance, although there's no such thing as chance, I believe, with Watain. But it's very much about us being us, I guess, and anything else, everything else would be quite uncreative, I think. For me, creativity is just about emptying yourself of what is currently relevant within you, and that's what Trident Wolf Eclipse is, very much.
The legacy of Watain, for those who truly have seen this band from the beginning to now, it's very relevant. They have been no holds barred about going and venturing into the realms of true death and macabre without the showmanship. This is not a show. This is a band that takes it for real, believes it, and really brings, and we've discussed this in the past, the old rock and roll ethic of true rebellion, which a lot of, fortunately in this day and age, this music scene that's extreme, it's not really rebellious at all. Let me ask you this. There's been a lot of controversy in regards to this recent energy and things, occurrences that are going on in the United States with morality with extreme music. For instance, just recently the Norwegian band Take was affected with Antifa and the whole leftist extremist propaganda. This record really brings back the carnalism, the diabolical spirit. Do you, in the back of your mind, as you're touring the United States, think of these so-called rebellious connoisseurs of righteousness?
What I think about them.
Yeah. Does it have, in the back of your mind, do you think about this bullshit that we're dealing with now here in the United States?
Yeah, well, I kind of have to, considering the recent events. But what I can say, I think it has to do with this. I think it has to do with the fact that black metal is getting more and more attention from people that, have no relation whatsoever to the 40-year-old history of this culture, this movement. And these people are gonna find it very complicated, I think, to moralize over an art form where rule number one has always been that there are no morals to take into consideration.
No rules, no, none of that.
And you're looking at a very complicated discussion to have if you're going to start, like I said, moralizing over this. So, and I think that's exactly what's going on now. It's an extremely complicated discussion. People who are very concerned with, for example, politics and so on, they think that they're finding things that are antagonistic to their worldview. I'm sure they will. I mean, in Watain there are no politics to be considered, but somehow people always find bits and pieces here and there that they get upset by and so on. In a way, it's all good. That if you don't face opposition as a black metal band from people who are very concerned with upholding Western moral ethical standards, then I think you're doing something wrong. I think that there has to be opposition like that. What I do not like, I'd take the fight any day if it had to do with opinions and viewpoints that we actually stood for, but I'm very, very bored about talking about, politics, for example, or when people are, when people just haven't got the idea of what this is all about. There are no politics in Watain whatsoever. If people see that, they're looking at it from the wrong angle, and it becomes very tiresome. I can defend myself anytime if people have a problem with us being a satanic band. Any day, I'll take that discussion, sure, but if they're calling us, anything else than that, then they're wrong. There's just, they're on the wrong path.
I think this record comes at a perfect time because this is the third, in July or August, I don't recall exactly, is the 33-year anniversary of here in the United States where Dee Snider, John Denver, of all people, he's straight out outlaw, and also Frank Zappa had to face a congressional hearing to explain that this music of then, which still has the same spirit as now, which now you are a part of, is not meant to be in any way, shape, or form digested as for the mainstream. It is for those who are empowered and who thrive to have something fresh and extreme and dangerous and, of course, offensive. To try to put that sort of labeling now, regardless of present day, whether Nazi images or not, this music is meant to free the mind and to be offensive, to be shocking. That's what it is all about. But as an artist, and I say this with all due respect, you have proven yourself to be an artist. You have proven yourself to be able to stay totally in league with yourself and not cross your ethics. Yeah. I think this record brings back that revolutionary spirit of fuck it all. I know when you were writing this record, it was way before this wave here, but isn't it ironic that your record comes out to punch everybody in the face and bring back raw, diabolical revolution of rock and roll in this day and age of morality?
Yeah, it's a good thing. And records like this will keep on coming out, no matter what happens. No matter if we got, the new Tipper Gore in the Antifa, that's exactly what it is. It's people who are scared of diabolical things. And these things, the devil always wins. That it's an old lesson learned, and if people want to try to fight him, be my guest. But it's a battle lost before it's even begun for these people.
How are you able How are you able to retain that integrity as the years have gone by?
That's a very difficult question for me to answer. Right? We just keep on doing what we're doing. I mean, after 20 years, you probably, hopefully, most people after such a long time doing one thing and one thing only, they probably figured out a bit about who they are and what they want to do. You know, I certainly have, and we certainly have with Watain. And maintaining that's the least problem, I think. You know, I mean. We have something that we love, we have something that we feel great respect for, great humbleness towards, very, you know, a lot of gratitude. And we consider the thing we do sacred, and I don't need anything more than that, you know.
You respect the art. You truly do respect the art. Because what I mean by that, in this business, of course, sales and promotion and opening to a wider audience comes with it, but you've been able to retain the true ethics because you respect the art. Whereas other bands tend to fall into those pitfalls of concerning themselves with sales and mass exposure, etc.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know, it's just the only way of doing it as far as I'm concerned. So.